Hello, my name's Marcus Boyce and welcome to another episode of Lord Splodge Shorts. In this screencast we're going to take a look at DropBox. DropBox is cloud-based, that's on the internet, file storage that helps you synchronize files and folders between computers. Let's start by going to the website. The website is dropbox.com, as you can see on the screen, and there's a login field at the top. We'll deal with that one later, but for starters all you want to do is click the download Dropbox. That's at the bottom here, and that'll start off a download here. We'll leave that to download. So once the download is run, it's pretty much like any other standard OS X application. You'll have a disk image which you can drag the application to your applications folder and run it from there. That's what I've done, and the first thing you get is a welcome to Dropbox screen, and you've got two options: I don't have a Dropbox account, or I have a Dropbox account. Now if you've got one, it's simply a case of clicking there and filling in the details, but we'll assume you don't have one, so I don't have one. Next you'll have your first name and last name, an email, a password you want for the account, and a computer name. Now because Dropbox syncs between numerous computers, you want each computer to have a name that you can recognize it by. So this is the name of my iMac, and finally you tick the I agree to the terms of service and continue. But for the moment I'm going to use my pre-made Dropbox account. Now Dropbox, you get a free 2 gig account, so that's up to 2 gig of storage between computers. I'll show you some of the other plans later, but let's start by filling in my details. You'll notice on the first screen before this that there was pricing plans for more than 2 gig, but I just click next on the 2 gig free option. You've got an option here once you've done that of having a tour, which will tell you how some of it works, but we'll cover that in detail shortly. So I'm going to say skip the tour and finish. Now if you have Growl, which I haven't covered yet, but Growl is essentially a notifier that sits up the top here and gives you messages when things happen. You can enable notifications using Growl, and you can choose where you want a Dropbox folder. So by default it's in your home folder. So I'm going to tick this. I'm going to put it inside my documents folder, so you can see the path at the bottom, and finish. Now because there's already files in my folder, it's synchronizing them as we speak. You can tell what's synchronized by looking at the little icon that Dropbox puts on the bottom of each folder and file. So the green tick means it's synchronized, and the blue arrows mean it's currently synchronizing with the Dropbox servers. Now this temp folder's got quite a lot of data in, so it's going to take a while to sync. You can also see that it's synchronizing by looking at the item here. As you can see, it's got 538 files. While that's doing some synchronization, let's look at the Dropbox website. So as before, you've got a download Dropbox option in the video, but at the top here is where you can sign on with the account you created when you was installing Dropbox. So I'm just going to sign on. Now here's the Dropbox website. So here is a list that matches what the local version of your Dropbox looks like. So photos, public, Dropbox screencast, and temp. As you can see, we've got the same. And inside here are the folders, which will match the local folders. You can show files that have been deleted. So here's all the ones that were there before I moved them into the temporary folder. You can share a folder. To do that, you simply click share folder. I'd like to share an existing folder, and we're going to share this one. And to share it, we invite people to collaborate on this folder. So you put an email address in there and then click share, and that person will then have access to that folder. You can also download, move, rename, copy and delete from the website. Now, one of the best parts of the website is you have a public folder, and inside that public folder you can create a file that you can get a public link to, so you can post to somebody. So we'll go back to our Dropbox screencast folder and we'll find a document, so this PDF, and we'll put it in there. And what we'll also do is we'll go to the public folder and we'll put this PNG in there, and there it's synchronized. So back to the website, back to my Dropbox, public, and there's the background PNG that I had. Now if I tick that, more actions, copy public link, this gives me a link that I can share with anybody. So if I copy this, there's a convenient copy to clipboard button. Now if I open a new tab, there's the file shared on Dropbox. I could email that or put it on my website, and people can link and people can then download that file from there. It's a very nifty feature for quickly sharing files with people that you don't want to give specific permissions to other folders in your Dropbox. You also get some menu options in the Dropbox folder, so you can browse on Dropbox website or you can show deleted files. Dropbox, like many other OS X applications, has a preferences option up here in the menu. So you go preferences and you can unlink this computer. So in this case, this computer is linked to me, and this is where my Dropbox folder is. I can move it. You can show notifications as it asks you during the install. You can use a black and white menu bar, which there gives the, instead of colour, you get a black and white one that fits in with the rest of the icons a little better, but it's a personal preference, that one. Enable LAN sync and start Dropbox on system startup. Now LAN sync, it means if you've got computers on your network using Dropbox and you change files, rather than wait for Dropbox to update this file on its servers, local computers can get a copy from the Dropbox on the LAN. You can, in the network tab, you can change the upload and download rate. You can also use a proxy server if you're behind a proxy. As I mentioned at the start, Dropbox is free with 2 GB of storage. You can also get more through storage by recommending other people to use Dropbox. But should you ever need more, if you log onto the website, at the top here, there's upgrade, and you can choose the basic account, which is 2 GB for free, the 50 GB Pro, which is $99 a year, or 100 GB of storage for $199 a year. You can also choose these at the time that you install Dropbox. If you've got multiple computers, say at home or at work, or multiple computers in the house that you want to share files with and keep in sync, then Dropbox is an excellent way of doing this, especially as it's free for up to 2 GB of storage. It's fast and convenient, works on Windows as well. So all in all, a very excellent program. Thank you for watching this week's screencast.